Hey everyone, it's a small gathering today, and I think of it as a privileged group. We can have a pretty good interactive discussion and really understand what today's opportunity is going to be about. This is Cyril Gupta, and I'm going to talk to you about today something that actually I've been, thinking about making since a long time because this is obviously something that I've been trying to do in my business too, trying to grow my YouTube channel. Now, there is not a single business online that doesn't produce videos now. 90% of the businesses that are trying to find an audience produce videos, and they're all trying to get the audience. And this is really hard because to get audience to really click on your video and to visit your channel to view your video, you got to make sure that you stand out, you are different, and you grab the attention of the people who could just be scrolling past. So that's what today's webinar is about. It's about how to get more traffic and views on your videos with one simple change, right? No need to really reinvent the wheel. I'm not going to talk to you about a process that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. It should be easy to use, right? Today, because of AI, we can automate a lot of things. And in the last couple of years, I've made some really amazing automation tools, things that have made people's lives easy, whether it's creating videos or hosting a platform or running a business or producing a website, lots of different applications, right? So this is another one in the same series, something that makes your life easy, something that saves more of your time and gets you out there faster. So we'll talk about how to blow up your YouTube traffic with, I think this is the only thing that really makes a difference right at the outset. So this is something that is effective, and it's something that most top YouTubers pay attention to. Now, if you think about the world's top YouTuber, of course, it's MrBeast right now, and he's the one who set me thinking on this path because I saw multiple, content pieces from him, multiple interviews, multiple articles where he talks about how thumbnails can really make a difference and how he invests a lot of money on thumbnails and tries to get them out there, in as many, in fact, in as many variations as possible, to make sure the one perfect thumbnail that really makes a difference is found, and then he's able to scale up pretty high. And as they say, the proof of pudding is in the eating. He's the number one YouTuber. I got to take this with credibility. So it's something that I really been thinking about since then. And then I've been creating thumbnails through AI myself, and it was a manual process. Creating thumbnails with AI is still a manual process, and I wanted to automate that. So that's what I got. But during that journey, a beautiful coincidence, or I would say a funny coincidence, happened, and I'm going to show you that. But before we begin this webinar, it's a small group, but we're going to have a lot more fun. I want to make it interactive. I want you guys to participate and ask me questions, talk to me about whatever your ideas are about this product and about this entire concept. And we will make it an interactive show. We won't keep you a long time. We'll try to go through the journey as fast as possible, and I'll get you to the product as early as possible. But till the time we are here, we got to make sure our focus is on the business, right? That's what matters, how to make money, how to grow your business, and that's what we should be focused on. So no distractions, put the phone aside. That's what I've done. Grab your drink and let's get started on a journey. All right, Bill, you say voice is an echo. Does anyone else hear an echo? Anyone here? Do you hear an echo? Bill, try changing your speakers, right? Maybe it's because of the speaker setup. All right, Mike says no echo. Swati has confirmed no echo. So Bill, it's probably your setup. See if you need to change the speakers. So I'm Cyril Gupta. I'm the founder of Technic Force. I think a bunch of you guys already know me, might have attended my webinar before. So all those guys who've already known me in some fashion, now that could mean using one of my products and maybe attending my webinar, whatever, your relationship is with me, drop me a I know you or, something like that in the chat so that I know you are here from the home crowd and I can just, get into the business right away without wasting time to introduce myself. So Mike knows me. I see some familiar faces myself. I see here Chris Paris, one of my regular customers, and some of the names are new. So I hope to get to know you. Awesome, guys. So I'm the founder of Technic Force, and it's been my mission since about last a decade and a half to create valuable tools to help small businesses grow online. It's a very simple, clear vision, right? Steven says I've bought a various software off you. Well, thanks, Steven. So that means we already, got a relationship going. Don't need to introduce myself. Paul has most of my apps. Well, that's perfect, Paul. So again, very quickly, YouTube is the largest content website on the planet, way bigger than anything else, right? I think if you think about the difference between YouTube and the next site, it's about double, maybe even more than double the kind of impact or viewership. So YouTube actually gets watched 1 billion hours per day, right? It's a crazy, crazy number, and it's like really, really impactful. That's why you got to make sure that you are successful on YouTube. And that's probably the easiest way to make a huge amount of money. Now, I know of people who are successful on Instagram. I know of people who are successful on Facebook, on TikTok. But think about this. Only on YouTube, you've got a guy who's number one and who's got more than $1 billion business, right? So that's Mr. Beast. He's a billionaire. He's got $1 billion business, and he made it all off YouTube. Can't think of any other platform that lets you do that. It's amazing. But here's the point. Every single one of those billion sessions, billion hours, they start off with one click that is made on a feed somewhere, whether it's a search feed or whether it's the home feed, doesn't matter. But somebody is scrolling and they see a thumbnail, they see a video that they like, that appeals to them, that talks to them, that stands out, grabs their attention, and that's where the journey starts. So it's the click versus the scrolling. If you can get the click, you get the view. And if you can't get the click, people keep scrolling, you're passed on, and then YouTube shows you less and less in the feed, right? So the decision to help you grow or to put you in oblivion is made in less than 2 seconds. And we got to think about what inspires, what determines that decision. Think about what you're thinking about when you are scrolling YouTube. Nothing in particular, right? You're just looking to see something that grabs your attention. You're not really thinking, evaluating, planning, right? You're just looking at stuff. And if something is visual enough, something is impactful enough to grab your attention, you make that click and you just watch that video. It might not even be the best video on that topic, right? It might not be the top ranking video on the topic. And you just want, or you're just looking for something that touches the subtle edge, touches the inner beast or the inner animal, and makes you want to click. So it's kind of automatic, but it is, of course, all about the thumbnail. People don't really read headlines when they're scrolling YouTube. They will first look at the visual, they will first look at the content in the visual, and then they will look at the headline. So it's always the process. First, the visual must grab the attention, and if it grabs the attention, then people look at the headline. Then people see, hey, what is it about? Is it interesting enough for me to follow up, and then click and view the video? So it is always your thumbnail. It's always the first impression that your video ever makes on people. And if you don't get clicks through that first impression, if your thumbnail is not impactful enough to draw people's attention, tickle that little nerve that you can't explain, and make people focus on you and then read your headline and then choose to click on you, you don't get views. And without any views, you then don't get growth, right? So thumbnail is your first impression. It's your sales pitch. It's your biggest traffic lever, right? And that's why the world's biggest creator, and it's not just MrBeast, but other creators too, they all talk about how they make sure that the thumbnail is done right. And MrBeast is kind of legendary because how much and how often he talks about it, how often he says, hey, I've been focusing on thumbnails, and he's been known to talk about how he changes thumbnails up to 50 times before publishing. Okay, quick question, guys. How many of you know about the A/B testing facility in YouTube? Now, if you know about it, put I know in the chat. And if you've ever used it, put used it in the chat. I just want to see how many of you are actually professional YouTubers or want to be professional YouTubers. How many of you actually have invested in the craft? So if you know about A/B testing, okay, Mike's honest here, he says no. So if you don't know about A/B testing, I want you to say no. If you know about it, I want you to say I know. If you've used it, I want you to say I used it, right? So we've got Mike who says no, Steven says no. Steven says yes, actually, he knows about it. Vider says no, Dave says no, William no, Paul no. So most of us here in this room, we don't know about this feature, but I'm sure MrBeast does. So here is what this feature does. YouTube now gives you a feature from actually a while ago. It's been a couple of years, maybe more, definitely more. So YouTube lets you test one thumbnail against the other on your video, and it tells you thumbnail A drew X number of clicks, so it was shown X number of times and it attracted X number of clicks, and thumbnail B was shown X number of times and it attracted X number of clicks. So here is what happens. YouTube does an experiment, shows both thumbnails to people kind of in an equal ratio, and tells you which thumbnail attracted more clicks. So here is what happens. If you do this smart enough, if you do this long enough, you tend to get a sense of what works for your audience, what thumbnails get better and better clicks. So you design a thumbnail that's slightly better than the first one, then your next one is slightly better than the first one, because you do that comparison again and again and again. And ultimately, you got a thumbnail that is better, that works effectively, and probably is better than the rest of your competition too. So that's what Mr. Beast does. That's why he's testing it 50 times. That's exactly what he's talking about. A/B testing to discover what thumbnail could be the best one for his audience, and then just keeping it stuck, because he knows it always draws attention, whether it's headlines, whether it's visuals. He does a lot of experimentation with that, right? Yeah, so this is the system you need to put in your practice too. You need to use that system that makes winners win. And I would say a lot of us make this mistake where we don't really learn the craft, learn the system, learn about what the technology really is about. And I think we need to change that. So just I want to just make it easy for you to do that, right? Even if you know about A/B testing, how are you going to produce 10 thumbnails, 50 thumbnails? Not easy, right? We're going to solve that for you later today. But before that, let's understand a little more about this opportunity. Why would a creator, now think about at that scale, top creators have hundreds of millions of subscribers, at least a million subscriber, right? You don't become a top creator without having a million people subscribing you, following you. Now at that level, you got enough people following you to put anything out and still get a lot of views, still get a ton of views, thousands of views, right? Why do you need to be so particular, so meticulous? Why would you do it 50 times over? Because it's all about money, right? Views aren't won after someone watches a video, they run before they even click, right? I talked about that just a little while ago. People need to see something that appeals to them. They're not even thinking rationally. They're not even analyzing or kind of assessing anything. It should just speak to them, and it should just make them want to follow more about that video. It should make them want to read the headline, so that then they decide, hey, this is something I can use, right? So imagine this is the kind of impact thumbnails have. And if you could create thumbnails inspired by the same winning pattern that top creators use, people like MrBeast and other people who are using this technology or use this system to try and get as many people watching them as possible, uh, and then grow from here. Okay, now I want to tell you something very I would say impactful, or something very significant about YouTube. How does the algorithm works? Now the YouTube algorithm is biased towards performance, and that means a combination of a lot of things. That means how much of your video is watched. So when people click on a video, they actually start watching it. Is it watched for 2 minutes or more, or people just skip after 30 seconds? Now one of the factors in that performance metric is how many people choose to click on it. It's called a CTR, a click through rate. So out of 100 people who saw your thumbnail, impressions, that's impressions, how many people actually choose to click on the thumbnail and then watch the video? So that tells YouTube whether your topic is engaging, whether it's trending, whether it's noteworthy, right? And that is very important. If you have just a small edge over your competition, let's say you are better than your competition by just 0.5%, right? You don't even need to get to a full percent. You're just better than the 0.5%. You will get shown more often in the feed. You get more impressions. And if you get more impressions, what do you get more of? Clicks, right? So that's how it works. The algorithm needs to be supported at all ends. You need to have a video that's watchable. Absolutely. You need to have a story that's, interesting, but you also need to get started at the point A, which is have a good thumbnail. So here is the interesting coincidence that I told you about earlier, and I promised you that I will tell you about. So MrBeast is not just a YouTuber, he's also an entrepreneur. He's trying to create tools and systems and products that other people can buy. So one of the products that he has is a product called View Stats, which is a product for YouTubers, and it is insanely expensive, by the way, guys. In that tool, in that portfolio, he created a tool to help people create the thumbnails that will make an impact. And he did that by letting people use the content created by top YouTubers, letting people utilize top ranking thumbnails in any niche and adapt them to make their own. Now, this is done by AI. You can practically pick up any image or anything on the internet and then modify it and make it your own. So he used the same technology. The only thing is he had a system where people could discover thumbnails that actually work, right? Not guesswork, not chat GPT it, not just, clumsily putting together something without thinking about, does it really work? If it looks pretty, you can just slap it on YouTube. Well, that's not what he did. He picked up stuff that really worked and made it accessible to other YouTubers. So here is what happened. Just days after the product's launch, it disappeared from the internet. Why do you think that happened? Can you imagine a tool that he wanted to sell for $80 a month? Yes, he was selling this tool for $80 a month. That's a pile of money, but he had to literally shut it down just days later. In fact, on June 27th, just last month, it's been what, like less than a month now, he had to shut down that tool and take it off the market and even apologize for making such a thing. Why? Because here's what happened. There was a severe backlash from other YouTubers, from his inner circle, from the top YouTubers that he hung out with. They were absolutely pissed, absolutely angry that he would do such a thing to them, giving other people, small YouTubers, this insane advantage where they could actually use the work that they did to create thumbnails that would make the impact to grow their channel faster, to give them the same edge, right? So it was insanely wild, the kind of feedback he got. And that's why he had to withdraw it days later. He had to apologize. Read this. He had missed the mark because other YouTubers were criticizing that, that he lets people steal their work. What do you mean steal, guys? Do you know how LLMs are actually trained? Do you know how ChatGPT got its information? How does Claude become so smart? Right? It's because they are using all the public work that you've put out in the market, whether it's on Reddit, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on any platform, your blogs, every kind of your YouTube videos, every piece of content that you've put out in the world at any point of time in the past is now used to make an AI smarter. And these guys are telling you that you can't use the public published thumbnails to create a thumbnail that would help your business. Well, that's insane, right? That's crazy. And it's kind of sad that MrBeast had to do it. But the coincidence or the funny thing was that I, of course, was surprised to discover that, this was the kind of my idea that I've been working on for months. And of course, MrBeast launched it slightly before me, but I was just about to launch this product in the market. I was blown away by the coincidence that my tool did exactly what MrBeast's tool did, but just a little bit more, because of course he's not a tool maker. He doesn't go into detail as much as I do. And in Thumble, I went into very deep detail and I gave such a lot more functionality. So compared to his tool, mine is better, but it's a coincidence that, around the time MrBeast launched and withdrew his tool, I'm bringing something to the market. So that's crazy. Now he was selling it for $80 a month. That's a lot of money. I'm not gonna charge you that much. I promise you. I will at some point in this webinar, I will reveal the price. But isn't that a funny coincidence? If you think it's a funny coincidence, just put, funny coincidence or something in the chat. I just want to make sure you're paying attention and you know what this is about. Like, this doesn't happen often. I've launched about 50 products in the market, never had a situation like this. But yeah, that was funny that somebody else would be creating exactly the same thing and I just bring it out the next month, and kind of like they withdrew the tool from the market. Not just like, that it's similar, but they had to withdraw it because people didn't like it. So I'm going to show you the entire article. In fact, it's on BBC. Well, I don't really respect BBC much for various reasons, but let's take a look, right? MrBeast withdraws his thumbnail tool, right? The first result is from BBC, and MrBeast's tool was advertised as taking the guesswork out of designing eye-catching images for $80 a month. And the thing was this, it gave options to the users to insert themselves into existing thumbnails to recreate the work of other creators. Well, I think that's absolutely a legit use of a tool. That's what I'm going to show you. So here's the thing. You get to utilize the exact conversion formula that top YouTubers paid thousands to develop, right? When MrBeast tells you that I'm doing 50 thumbnails, of course, he's backed by a design team. All the top guys here who are pulling in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, maybe more, they are backed by design teams that give them all the variations they want, and they can do all the experiments they want. Now, people like us who have a smaller business, we don't have the same advantage, but we can use technology to get over that fact, right? So the top creators, whoever those guys are, they didn't want everyone else to have the unfair advantage, right? They wanted to retain their edge, but you cannot gatekeep a secret, especially in the age of AI, because AI can learn and then improve on it and make it suitable or customized for any business, right? That's what an LLM is, exactly that. It's a It's a word, or I would say a character recommendation or a character generation engine that kind of builds patterns and then lets you use the patterns in your own ways, right? Or lets you use the predictive patterns to build your own content or build your own images. So the cat is out of the bag. It can be put up back in the bag, because whether Mr. Beast decides to launch his tool or not, well, Thumble is out there, and I've brought Thumble to the market that is going to change the world for smaller YouTubers by giving them the same click edge that Mr. Beast and all his friends have, right? So it's an AI powered shortcut to scroll stopping thumbnails that gets click, right? That gets clicks. And you don't need to spend weeks, you don't need to have a team. You can create your thumbnails in virtually seconds, right? So that's what it does for you. You don't end up chat GPTing your thumbnail, getting something that visually looks appealing, but that is kind of generic. It doesn't create an impact. It's kind of, I would say, now the number of chat GPT thumbnails I've seen, I think of them as cookie cutter thumbnails. Like if you go on YouTube, you see the smaller YouTubers, all of them making the same mistake, right? Thumbnails that look the same, right? And it's kind of crazy, because when you look at successful YouTubers, you can immediately notice that they're not doing that, that their thumbnails are kind of subtle, their designs are more pronounced. It's not just the same bright colored animals, or like I would say a crazy clearly chat GPT image staring at you. It's more subtle, it's more designed, and it's more deliberate, right? So that's something that is missing, and that's hurting a lot of people, because you can't win this war of attention by just being another guy using the same technology that another 100,000 people are using today and every day, right? So we wanted to make a difference. So you need to create thumbnails that follow the winning formulas, that stand out, that look deliberate and designed. And you can do that by using the top designers, thumbnails. So I told you about what Mr. Beast's been doing, about 20, 30 different 40 thumbnails. You don't need to do it by his process, but what you can do is you can use his 20, 30, 40 different thumbnails to make your own. And you can do that for all the other top creators by using their content to make your own content, because Tumble doesn't start from a blank canvas. It lets you use proven thumbnail styles. Now I call them proven because here is what we do. We look for keywords, we look for niches, and we look for top ranking videos in every niche, and then we grab the thumbnails that actually have succeeded in ranking high, right? So that is where proven comes in. It's not guesswork. So stop designing, start choosing, right? Here is what you do. You don't think of a design like, okay, this is where I want my photograph to be, and this is how I want the background to be. I want a line here, a shadow there, and the headline here. No, that's a process that's already dead. If you do it, you spend hours, you get very little returns, because you can't guess your way to the top. You have to experiment your way to the top. So either you can experiment yourself, you can try to make 30 thumbnails or 10 thumbnails or 5 thumbnails to get started with, and experiment and get to the design combinations that work for you. Or you can use the work done by the people who got the resources to make it happen, and then create your own journey. So that's what it's about. With Thumble, you can create a effective thumbnail in 3 steps. Put in your video details, select from, actually it's hundreds of thousands of styles, and get a winning thumbnail instantly for any niche, right? Literally for any niche, you can just put in a niche and you will get the results. So start with a topic or an idea, just feed in your idea into Thumble and get a great looking thumbnail in seconds. Now I'm going to show you exactly how it works in a couple of minutes, and I know you will be excited to discover how simple it makes it. But remember this, it doesn't just create thumbnails for YouTube, it does it for every single platform out there. Now it's YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So it creates these thumbnails in all ratios. And here is the good news, which is even more fun. You can take the thumbnail from any platform and transform it into another platform. So you can take a landscape thumbnail from YouTube, automatically make it a vertical thumbnail for YouTube Shorts or TikTok, and automatically make it a square thumbnail for Instagram. That takes a lot of work out, because you don't have to go to designer about, hey, can you do this thumbnail in 3 ratios? No, Thumble can do it in no time at all. So literally tens of thousands of thumbnails are in our design library. It's a very extensive design library that we put together by scraping YouTube, right? We just did a Uno reverse, I would say, on the big companies. How did YouTube and all the other companies build their AIs? By scraping your data. So for this, of course, we scraped YouTube and everybody's who's at the top level, their data, to create a library of thumbnails that actually work. And it's not thousands, it's tens of thousands, because when we started, we thought we could scrape like 2 or 3,000, but we literally scraped tens of thousands of thumbnails. So it's a huge library out there. So again, create it for any platform you want. And you can create click magnet thumbnails very easily. You know what click magnet is, right? Something that, again, what we're talking about, attracts your attention, makes you want to click, makes you want to follow through. So you can create click magnet thumbnails easily, and you can edit them. So if you got a thumbnail that you're somehow little satisfied with, but you want to improve, you can bring it into Thumble. Yes, you can even import it, and you can modify it to change it the way you want. You can bring in ready thumbnails and make it better, just like this one. The guy is wearing t-shirt. He looks a bit of, I would say slightly uninteresting, but then you can put him in a situation where he looks a lot more appealing, a lot more eye-catching. Change the things the way you want to change, right? So, and you can also put in your customized branding. So you can put your logos, you can put your graphics. It can be more than logos. So you can put any sort of graphic on a thumbnail and merge it to make it a part of the picture, right? It doesn't look photoshopped or put in a manner where, it's kind of like not integrated. So you can make an image, any image, merge them together in a way where they look very organically merged together, right? And we got multiple AIs. Now, if you got my products like Paul and Mike and everybody else, or Steven, who's got lots of my products, one of the things that I always do in my products is give people options, right? I want people to be able to use the product exactly the way they want to use. So I put in multiple AIs, and Thumble is no different. I've got like a bunch of AIs in there. So you can experiment, you can try, you can discover what you want to, what works for you best and what you enjoy. So you got all these options in there. And it supports all the languages of the world. So you got Hindi, English, you got French, Spanish, Portuguese. You can create thumbnails and transform your videos for any market of the world, right? So that's what is really good. By the way, YouTube also lets you create thumbnails for different regions. So you can actually do that with Thumble, and with now automatic translation, it can actually scale up your audience quite a lot more. So are you ready to see Thumble in action? If you are ready to see Thumble in action, put a demo in the chat. Like, I want to see this from you. Put a demo in the chat, and I'm going to show you Thumble when I see enough demos in the chat, right? And it's going to be fun. It's going to be quick. We're going to see the product. We're going to see how it works, and we're going to see how it can help you grow the product and grow your channel. We got Paul, demo, Steven C, demo, Mike T, yes. Dennis says demo, yes. William says demo. Mike T says demo, right? So guys, I'm not going to keep you waiting. Let's go to Thumble and take a look. Now, I'm going to hit the play button. Just a favor, please. If you don't hear the audio or if something is wrong, just let me know in chat. But otherwise, keep on listening. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Thumble, the most powerful thumbnail creator for YouTube and other video platforms. Any top YouTuber will tell you the thumbnail is the most important thing to attract viewers and grow the channel, because a viewer will decide to watch the video based on the thumbnail, and only when it gets clicks will you get viewers. To get started, you need to create a campaign. Think of a campaign representing a channel. So you can group your thumbnails into different campaigns, each representing a different channel. And yes, you can make thumbnails for yourself, and if you got the right version, for your clients too. Let's work on this campaign. And here you can see some stats about the campaigns, like how many thumbnails you've created, and a little graph that shows you how many thumbnails you created per day, plus all the thumbnails that you created in the campaign. Now, we can create new thumbnails in 3 different ways. First, we can create a thumbnail from scratch, or we can use an existing ranking thumbnail as a template. It's all in here. Or we can pick up any thumbnail that we already have. Maybe it's your thumbnail, maybe something that you got from somewhere, or a thumbnail that you liked online that you grabbed. You can change faces in it, or you can take any thumbnail and edit it the way you want using AI. So let's take a look at the first way first. Create a thumbnail from scratch or from ranking templates. Click on this and you will see our huge library of high quality, high ranking thumbnails. They have been collected in every single niche that you can imagine, and you can just find any niche you want just by putting in a few keywords. For example, let's say I want to find thumbnails related to marketing. So that's what I put in. And now you will get to see thumbnails that are connected to marketing. They're all visually impressive because we have curated these thumbnails using a special AI algorithm. We've only curated the thumbnails that are high ranking, that have high click rate, so that there is no guesswork involved. Yes, these are the thumbnails that are proven to work. And there are literally tens of thousands of them You can pick the thumbnail that you want to emulate or that speaks to you, that inspires you, and you can find thumbnails for every mood. For example, let's change the keyword. Let's put in wildlife, and you can find thumbnails that are related to wildlife. If you're looking for food, you can put food, and you will see thumbnails that are related to food. And you can put your own dish over here. You can put your own caption over here and create a great high ranking thumbnail without half the effort, without thinking, hey, is my thumbnail gonna rank or not, without doing the guesswork. That makes it extremely simple. By the way, we've got some cool and fun features. You can hover over any thumbnail to see what keywords it's targeting, like food photography, camera to buy, camera review, Leica conversation. Let's put in photography here. And now we'll see thumbnails that are related to photography. Now there is also a shuffle button. So every time you click shuffle, you get to see another glimpse of our huge collection. We've got a gigantic collection, tens of thousands of thumbnails. And every time you hit shuffle, you get a completely new set of thumbnails. So it's great for finding ideas. It's great for inspirations. And if you want to just look at the designs, you can just keep hitting shuffle and keep looking at different designs in different niches, and anything that you like, you can make your own. So let's get to that next. Let's make a thumbnail. Let's say I want to make a thumbnail about SEO. So I can just type SEO in it, and it will show me a bunch of SEO thumbnails that are absolutely proven to rank. So we've collected these thumbnails from YouTube based on the keywords, based on all the top niches, and these are top ranking, high performance, high quality thumbnails. So you can either make a thumbnail that is from the scratch, you will have to think about how you want to structure it, or you can just pick up one of these winner thumbnails and make it all your own. For example, let's say we want to do a thumbnail which is similar to this one. You want to make a video on SEO audit or something, and you want to make a thumbnail that could be based on this one. To do that, just click on it. Okay, now let's update it and make it our own. The first thing, we want to replace this caption. So let's put in a new caption. All right, so I want the caption to be fix your SEO. So I can just put this in here. Now for the visual, I want to modify the visual a little more. So I want to change the face of the man, no beard, and make him look different. He's wearing a suit. He's got a screwdriver in his hand. That's great. Now you can also add your logos. Just click on yes, and you'll be able to add a logo or your own custom graphics to the picture. So let's do that. Let's add a graphic. Now I can upload a graphic from my computer. Let's call it SEO link, because I want to actually add a link chain. So I've got this little image over here. So I put that in, and it's pointing, replace the laptop with the link chain, make it metallic and heavy. So yeah, that's the change I want. Now you can also put in your own people in the image. So I've got Parth here, Kevin, new couple of new people, and you can upload your own image if you want to. If you want to upload more photographs, you can, but let's put in Parth, click on it, and that's all that's needed. Now let's just update the instructions of the visual, change the face of the man. Instead we will write replace the man with Parth. So you can refer to the graphics that you put in by their name. SEO link, Parth, that's what you've got in here, right? Let me call it SEO link. That's what it's supposed to be called. No beard and make him look different. Okay, I don't think I need that because I just replaced the man with Parth. He's wearing a suit. He's got a screwdriver. Perfect. Now, if you want to upload more people, you can. And we support multiple AIs to work with. You've got GPT, you've got Nano Banana, you've got Seedream, Flux, and Grok. So I'll use GPT for this one. GPT is a pretty good one. Click on generate thumbnail, and it just takes a few seconds to make your thumbnail. So let's just come back when it's here. Check this out. So you've got a new thumbnail that is based on the ethos of the last one. You've got the big link chain, you've got the screwdriver, and fix your SEO. I think this is a great thumbnail to put on my YouTube video that I make on the subject, but the story is not ended yet. If you want to change it in any way, you can modify it. Let's say you want to make the background color a little different. Change the background color to have earthy tones and put a halo around the man. So whatever, for whatever reason, let me put a hard hat. Yeah, not a halo, hard hat on the man. So just again, click on modify. There we go. And check this out. Now the thumbnail is even better, exactly the way I wanted it. I can use it right away. Now, if for some reason you're not satisfied with it and you want to start from scratch, you can do that. Let me just download the thumbnail first. So if you want to just redo the entire thing with the original instructions, click on regenerate and you can change the AI if you want to. There we go. Just a few more seconds and you will have a completely new thumbnail. And there we have it. It's a different variation. Again, if you want to modify it, you can. Now let's go back and try some other modes. Last time we clicked on a thumbnail to select it, and this is the thumbnail we made. It's a pretty good one because we can just pick up any thumbnail that speaks to us, that we feel inspired from for any keyword, and go with that. But the other thing that you could do is start from scratch and just build a thumbnail all by yourself using AI. So again, just give it some instructions. What do you want to put on captions? Let me just fill up the fields. So I put in show in bold letters, fix your, and below that show in 3x bigger cursive font SEO. And for visual instructions, I want a brown construction workshop theme background, which is a bit faded. In the foreground, Parth, again, remember, I will choose Parth as the guy as my face, is wearing a hard hat and overalls. He's got a screwdriver in his hands and is holding the SEO link. Remember, we can upload graphics. So again, I will upload the SEO link over here. You can place images, you can position images any way you want, just refer to them by name, refer to people by name. It's as easy as it gets. The SEO link is, better do the typo, better correct the typo, is big, metallic and rusty. The text is displayed to Parth's right. So Parth, you can have multiple people too. So let me do that. In fact, let me put in multiple people. I will put Kevin in. Kevin is standing, Kevin is visible, Kevin's head is visible near, let me fix the spelling, visible near the left bottom end. He's looking shocked. All right, so this is good enough for AI to do the job. Again, you can choose multiple AIs and you can also choose the style. So if you want to use a special style, you can, or you can let that AI do the job and just go for realistic style. It's totally up to you what style of images you want, right? So click on generate thumbnail now and just wait. Check this out. Isn't this an awesome thumbnail? It's exactly the way I would like to put on my YouTube channel, but I can further change it. If I want to modify it, I can. If I want to regenerate it, I can, or I can download it. But frankly speaking, this thumbnail is amazing already and I don't see any more modifications that I want to do. All right, let's take a look at more options you have, because yes, this is not the end of it. So let's go back to campaigns, and this time let's go back into the same campaign and do a face swap. So again, you can either upload a thumbnail or you can paste a YouTube URL. I'm going to upload one. I think I downloaded this one. So again, it's done. Now you can either upload a new face that you want to replace or just choose from the existing faces you have. Let's put in Kale Thorne this time, or let's put in myself, Cyril. Yeah, that's great. So I'm gonna, in fact, not put Kale Thorne, and I would say replace the man's face with this guy, with Cyril. Remove the, okay, I'll keep the hard hat. Make the hard hat blue. Give him an electronic screwdriver. Is there a thing as an electronic screwdriver? I'm not so sure, but I'll just try to do that. Now you can change the aspect ratio too if you want, because it supports 9:16 too if you want to do that. So let's do that in fact, and click on generate thumbnail. And hello and welcome to Thumble, the most powerful tool if you want to do that. So let's do that in fact, and click on generate thumbnail, and let's just wait. All right, that's done already, and now the person has a nice SEO link and a nice screwdriver and a blue hard hat, and it's my face. So that's cool. You can convert any thumbnail in any ratio into any other ratio, and that is absolutely cool. Again, let's go back to campaigns and see what else we have. So Let's click on the campaign again. And this time let's use edit thumbnail. And edit thumbnail is a great way to use any existing thumbnail and your imagination to make it amazing. So you can either use a YouTube URL or you can upload a thumbnail. I'm going to use the one that I have, this one, and you can add custom graphics. So I'm going to add some graphic to it. I don't have one right now here, but let me add my logo from my files, from my files somewhere. So let me just try to find them. All right, so I put my logo in here. I want to put it in a nice subtle manner below the headline, but not standing out. So I'll just put that instruction in. Put the logo in a nice subtle merged manner below the text. Make sure it looks like it's a part of the image. So again, you've got multiple image options and you've got different aspect ratios to select from. I will go for 16:9, click on generate thumbnail and let it happen. There we have it. My logo has been put on the thumbnail. So this is how easy it is to create thumbnails with Thumble. You can either create your own thumbnail or you can use existing thumbnails to make something that inspires you. Awesome, guys. So this was Thumble. Now, if you absolutely love what you saw, if you're blown away by the product and you would love to find out more about it and how to get your hands on it, give me a little fire in the chat so that I know that this is a product that you understand how it can, make things easy for you. Paul says, being picky, the hard idea is incorrect. Well, Paul, you can always change it because Thumble makes it super easy. You can just change it to exactly what you want. So, yep. Mike says, fire. All you guys who've been watching the demo, who see the kind of potential that this product has and how easy it makes it for you to create high quality thumbnail. Let's see that fire. Let's see something in the chat. We got Dave here. Good. Steven C. He's got the emoji fire. So guys, this is what it's about. It's about creating a system where you can benefit from high quality thumbnails and you can create your own thumbnail to match that level. Now, I want to remind you, it's got tens of thousands of thumbnails in there, literally all the different design combinations that you can hope for. You can simply scroll through the thumbnail and find something that is perfect for your purpose, perfect for your niche, and adapt it in just a matter of seconds, and it becomes your own 100% fresh thumbnails. So here is the thing. Who can use Thumble? Well, you can use it if you're a creator, if you are a YouTuber, or you're on the way, you're making YouTube videos, whether they're faceless videos or you're featuring yourself in them, it doesn't matter. You can grow your audience with winner thumbnail ideas. You can also create variation and experiments. Remember, I talked about how MrBeast does 50 variations sometimes. Well, if you do 5, you already got that little edge. So I would absolutely recommend that you do it, and you can slowly grow your channel more and more if you keep doing that. So yeah, you can create all sorts of variations in very easy. Paul has a very good question. Cyril, would copying a thumbnail would not be breaking copyright laws and rules? And how does Thumble guard against breaking those rules and laws? So Paul, yep, absolutely. It will not break copyright and rules, because here is what you do. You're not using the thumbnail that you're using as source and putting it as is. You're not even retaining the elements from it, right? It's not the same image. You're not doing something like, slapping your face through Photoshop on that image. No. What's happening is AI is reading that image and AI is preparing a new image. So that new image that you get is prepared from scratch, right? And it features you. You are integrated, or whatever, symbol you've got there. Not necessarily you. You can put an animal in there. You can put a symbol in there. You can put a graphic in there. Whatever you put in there is something that is unique to you. So you take a source thumbnail as a design element, and then you create as a design inspiration, and then you create something of your own. Think of it this way. There is a designer who sees something inspirational, something that he likes, something that he feels would be great on a thumbnail or maybe some other person's thumbnail. Then based on that design, he creates some things from scratch, something that is unique to him, something that is unique to his channel. Would that be copyright violation? Well, absolutely not. As long as you didn't put in everything same, it will not be. And that's what we did. In my demo, I showed you how you can modify, adapt, and then change and transform, but still retain that stickiness, right? We don't need the design to copy the design blatantly. No, we need to get the stickiness, the sticky factor, the X factor that a design has, the composition, the placement, right? Or maybe, in that SEO thing, we saw that they had experimented with something called, they were showing a per construction worker fixing your SEO. That was a unique touch, and that's what we did in our design, but it was not exactly the same thing. So use it this way, right? Every tool has to be used in the right manner, and Tumble can absolutely give you the best results with no risk whatsoever. I've got the tutorials to show you how to use it, and you just need to use it the right way. So I hope that was clear, Paul and Mike. I'm glad you got to see the point too. So yeah, you can create variations and experiments, save thousands of dollars in designs and time, right? Don't need to do it by yourself. Don't need to go to Photoshop. Don't need to write chat prompts in Chat GPT. Now these days, prompts are really irritating me because you got to get them right. You got to think about what could be the perfect prompt for a thing, and then you got to do multiple variations to get to the end result. It's too much work. Thumble just makes it super easy for you to craft thumbnails. And if you are an agency provider, if you are somebody who wants to work for other people, well, that is great because it makes your job so easy. You can just roll out thumbnails by the dozen. You can give your customers lots of variations, and you can capture the market, whether it's targeting local businesses or online businesses or being there on sites like Fiverr. You can create a service that is absolutely valuable. And guess what? There is no MrBeast tool to compete with you. Thumble is pretty unique. I don't see any tool like that in the market. So this is something that is absolutely an edge when it comes to designing things that are beyond ChatGPT, right? Don't ChatGPT to death. You got to create something different and something unique. So this tool makes it possible for you. Now, unlimited variations for your client, grow your YouTube channel and your client's YouTube channel. Now, if you're ready to discover the deal now and you're ready to see the deal, we're going to get to that next. Today's webinar is the launch webinar, and I'm going to give you a super special deal today. I'm going to give you Thumble Elite, Thumble Pro upgrade, which gives you agency level capabilities in Thumble. Then I'm also going to give you Thumble Reseller, which lets you sell Thumble for profit. Now you've seen the tool, you've seen how beautifully simple it is, and you know that any YouTuber, any local business owner that wants to put thumbnails online would love to have it. And you also know that guys like MrBeast were trying to charge $80 a month for it. Well, you don't need to worry about that because you can sell Thumble at the price you want, right? Whether it's $20 a month or it's $50 a month or it is $200 a year, it's totally up to you, because I'm going to give you today 70 licenses in this all-inclusive deal that you can sell by yourself. So depending on how much you sell it for, you can multiply your investment by 10x, right? Because today I want to make this absolutely a no-brainer for you, right? You get access to Thumble, you use it, but that takes time. So you grow your channel, you make a lot of money off it. Maybe 1 month or 2 months down the future, you see the results, you get clients, maybe that's next week. But with this offer, Thumble Reseller, you can unlock profits from it today and just get your investment back by selling Thumble to another dude, another person. Just show them the demo, and that's all, that's all they need to see to understand how valuable this tool is. So yep, that's also something that you could use. Next, you also get TubeRank Jeet Pro, which is a very powerful software that helps you with YouTube SEO, right? You got to find the right keywords, find the right niches. You got to target the right audience. And TubeRank Jeet Pro is the gold standard when it comes to YouTube SEO. It helps you get the right niches. It helps you get the right descriptions, keyword tags, and titles. Writes it for you. In fact, it makes it absolutely hands-free so you can grow your audience. Because remember, the journey was from thumbnail to the title, to the description, and then the click, right? So you want to cover all of the bases. TubeRank helps you with that. And I also give you the pro version of Videshia Pro, which is a very, very high quality, amazing quality, amazing product that lets you create faceless videos. So today on this webinar, I'm giving you a complete solution. I'm going to give you a product that helps you make the videos. I'm going to give you a product that helps you grab the attention. And I'm going to give you the product that helps you rank and optimize and SEO the video. So it's like a complete package. With this, you can become a YouTuber in any niche, right? Think about all the faceless niches that you've seen. You can create videos on stock. You can create videos on history. You can create stories for children. You can absolutely create any sort of content with this product, and it just works out of the box. Paul has a question: can Tumblr advise or critique the design? Tumblr cannot advise or critique, Paul, because it gives you the visual options. You can choose, and you can choose the one that you want. We don't have an advice or critique system. That's an interesting idea. Now I could actually create that, and it's a good idea. I'm sure my team is making notes. I'm making notes here. And on yesterday's webinar, somebody suggested to me, can you create a system to bookmark the thumbnails? Well, I got that already rolling. And now today you've given me another great idea to use AI to critique a thumbnail. I love it. I might roll it out in the next week or next month. Now, all of you guys who know my software, how my software works and how I do things, I always update my products, make them more valuable so that I can then charge recurring. Today on this webinar, all of these tools, I'm going to give you a lifetime deal on them. But after the webinar is over and after the launch sale is over, I'm going to take Thumble to recurring, and I'm not going to charge $80 a month, but I am going to charge a significant amount, more than zero. And I will sell it only for recurring. People will not be able to get a lifetime license. So yeah, I love to do that because then I can make the product more valuable. More people will come in and watch my new features and buy the product and then pay me a monthly fee, which is how I build my business long term. So yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Paul. Really appreciate it. But today I'm going to give you a lifetime deal. With Thumble Elite, it gives you 20,000 welcome credits and enough capability to create thumbnails for your own channel. But then I also give you Thumble Pro, which is a pro level thing. You get unlimited capabilities, all the AI's top level features that you need if you are an agency provider, right? So if you're an agency provider, you need to do things at scale. You need to run more campaigns. You need to create more thumbnails. You need to work without limitations every day. Well, Thumble Pro kind of gives that to you. And I told you about Thumble Reseller. You get 70 licenses to sell. And this is all inclusive in the price. That's going to be a crazy price that I will reveal just a minute later. You get licenses that you can sell for, like, let's be very conservative guys here. Let's say you sell every license for just $100. If you sell all the licenses, just 70 licenses, you know how universal YouTube is. Every business needs to be on YouTube, right? So if you sell 70 licenses, you can get $7,000 back. And I promise you, your investment today is going to be a small fraction of that, right? If you sell at $130, you get $9,000 back, right? It's not a very expensive price considering after this launch, I'm gonna sell Thumble Pro for $164 per year minimum. How does that happen? I sell my elite versions at $67 per year, and I sell my pro upgrades at $97 per year on top. So people who want pro have to pay $67 plus $97. That's $164 per year. Now I'm gonna let you undercut my price. This is what I do on the launch sale. I let people market my products at the best terms possible, so you can sell my product at any price and keep all the profit. That's kind of crazy offer. It's also only webinar, it's only launch only offer, only webinar only offer, and after this launch is over, you won't get Thumble Reseller. And TubeRank Pro, I told you about it. YouTube SEO, very gold standard product. Videsia Pro, absolutely high quality faceless videos. Makes it easy for you to create faceless videos for absolutely any niche, whether it's fiction or non-fiction. You can create videos in minutes. So all of these amazing products you get in the all-inclusive deal with unlimited campaigns, thumbnails, unlimited edits, advanced and exclusive AIs, 50,000 welcome credits, 2 years of free upgrade with commercial license, with 70 licenses that you can sell and profit for, a total value of $2,067 per year. What do you think I'm going to charge today? Very quickly, last survey, I promise you. Let me know in chat, what do you think I should charge for this product, which is valued at, if I sell it in the market at this price at $2,067 gross, what do you think I should charge for it today? Let me know in chat what would be a fair price to pay for Thumble. Any guesses, guys? Who's guessing now? Mike says $197. Well, that's a very competitive guess. Mike, Paul says no idea. All right, so I'm going to give you a price that even beats Mike's price on this webinar today. Dave says $197. I think $197 is a very popular number these days. I'm going to give you today, however, this product at $189 all inclusive for a lifetime deal. That's the amount of craziness we are going forward today with Thumble. And you also get the opportunity to buy some upgrades. You can buy the sellers pack, which gives you ready-made sales pages. You get ready-made sales videos. You get demo videos. You get email sequences, social media ads. You get graphics, posts for social media, everything that you need to sell all wrapped up together in one. Remember, I want you to sell those 70 licenses. So for $29, you can grab that. And for $14, you can have unlimited daily thumbnails for your life, right? With Thumble, right? So that's also part of the deal. And you can get 50,000 more credits. I know people love to get more credits, and Thumble is very, very affordable. You can create a thumbnail for basically fraction of a cent. Not even 1 cent. You can create a thumbnail for less than 1 cent. It's insanely inexpensive, but you can also grab 50,000 more credits for only $44 on this webinar. After this deal is also going away. So very quickly, on the screen, this is the link that you need to go to get your webinar deal. And I'm sure Swati will drop it in the chat too, in fact. So click on that or type it in your browser. It's not a big link, and get to that page where you can get Thumble. And if you get Thumble today, I would appreciate if you give me a little shout out. You tell me, hey Cyril, I got Thumble from you today, and I want to announce you. I want to welcome you to the family. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Very quickly, this is the screen you will see when you click on the page. It's the buy page. It gives you the option to choose either your credit card or PayPal account to pay for it. If you use credit card, you're going to be going through Stripe. And with PayPal, you can choose to pay through PayPal or through credit card. So if for some reason Stripe doesn't work for you or PayPal doesn't work for you, just choose the alternative. So you have both options. Choose the one that works for you. All the options to buy the upgrades are also here. So it depends on you how you purchase them. If you purchase them all together, it's going to be $276. I got to tell you guys, this is a crazy deal. During the webinar, it's only webinar special. After the webinar, it's all gone. Thumble is only going to be sold on a recurring basis. And I will be charging minimum $164 for pro version. And the reseller version is just going to go away. I'm not going to offer it to you at all. I'm sorry, but that's how it works with my launches. So yeah, you can grab it today. By the way, just a quick reminder, I know a bunch of you already have my products and you are on the webinar today. You got the good vibes, you know, with the products that I create are high quality. But for you, if you're not a part of my family already, if you're not buying products from me already, I just want to remind you what's the kind of work that we do. So if you look us up, look up Technic Force on Google, you will see that on Trustpilot, we've got over 122 ratings and a 4.7 star rating. You know how insanely good it is for Trustpilot. So we have a lot of crazy happy customers who love our products and who absolutely vouch for our products and who've been generous enough to go in public and talk about our products. Similarly, on Google, we've got 4.9 stars, over 202 reviews. So all of these people, genuine customers who love our products, who love the value that we provide them, and have made the effort, made the decision to go in public and talk to everyone about it, because that's what the growth is about, right? Good word of mouth publicity. If your customer is happy, they will want to tell other people, hey, Cyril can be trusted. This product is really good. Go ahead and purchase it. It's just going to become better in the future. And we'd have this beautiful snowball effect. Now, one more thing, guys, and this is very important. Today, if you decide to purchase Thumble, I would be grateful, and I'm going to make it absolutely risk-free for you. In fact, I'm going to take up all the risk. Yeah. If you get Thumble today, for the next 30 days, everything that you produce with Thumble is on me, and it's absolutely ironclad refund guarantee in 30 days. If you think you can give up Thumble, if you can give up the value that it provides you, just go to my support team and tell them, hey, I want to return Thumble, and they will cancel your access and give you all the money back. They won't even charge you for the thumbnails that you already created, right? No credits will be charged for. You can use Thumble literally free for the next 30 days. And if you don't like it, just return it. I will give you all the money back if you can afford to cancel your access of Thumble. That's how crazy the deal is today. So the risk is all mine and the benefits, they're all yours. The link to get Thumble is on the screen. If you get Thumble today, I would absolutely be happy and I would appreciate it. Don't forget to tell me in chat. And if you got any questions about Thumble, about videos, about YouTube, about marketing, anything that you might have seen while we were talking, let me know in chat and I will absolutely try to answer you. So Paul has won. I have both TubeRankJeet and Videsha. Well, Paul, that's amazing. Really appreciate that you purchased all of my products. You purchased TubeRankJeet and Videsha, but I've got a good news, good information for you. If you got my products that already are a part of the bundle, you can just go to my support team and tell them, hey, sir, hey, could you please replace my TubeRankJeet with something else from my portfolio? And and I've got like 45 products. Every one of those products is amazing. You can grab any products from my portfolio. So instead of tube rank Jeet and Videsia, you can get something else. Like I recently introduced a product called Vidicom, which makes it easy for you to create e-com videos, makes beautiful e-com videos. You can grab it instead of Videsia. And if instead of tube rank Jeet, you could grab another product that I have in my portfolio. So yeah, that's absolutely possible. Now again, guys, the link to get Thumble is on the screen and also on the chat. If you get Thumble today, I would be happy to learn it from you. And I'm looking forward to the kind of content that you produce on Thumble. Now, if you got questions, I'm happy to answer them. But if not, then we're going to put this webinar to end. And I really appreciate your time. They're coming in today and talking to me about Thumble, your interactivity. And I really had a lot of fun talking to you guys, answering your questions and showing you this new high value tool from me. Mike says, I'll go get it. Awesome, Mike. I'm sure you will love Thumble and you will enjoy all the content that you create with it. And thank you everyone once again for coming in and looking at Thumble and seeing how you can actually grow your YouTube channel for yourself and for others right at the outset before people even watch the video. This is Cyril Gupta signing off. Thanks, Paul, for getting in. I just saw your message. So welcome to Thumble. I appreciate you.